All right, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the daily eCom planning session where we talk about different tips. Today's topic is around visualizing goals. So, we invite you to share this out with a friend, let somebody else know about the daily eCom planning session. And let's get into the topic of visualizing goals, shall we? After that, we'll go through the planning checklist. So, with that, we're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So, you can jump into the e-commerce planning Facebook group. To go through the checklist after we kind of talk about visualizing your goals, I invite you to go to the e-commerce planning Facebook group. Under the menu of files, you can download the daily, weekly, and monthly planning checklist. So you can go to the files section and download the daily, weekly, and monthly planning checklist so that you can follow along after we talk about visualizing goals. So with that, today's topic is about visualizing your goals. Now, we've talked about a few different things over the last week and going through this series of things that are going to help you along this journey as you begin the process of kind of organizing your business, working on being consistent, being focused, concentrating, setting goals. What are the types of goals you can establish? Like all of those things. And so, visualization is so important to this process. And here's some of the reasons why. So, number one, it helps you to see and feel the future. Like, what will it feel like when you accomplish the goal or when the goal is done or when you're there? What will you feel like? The excitement, the energy, or just maybe the relief, whatever that goal happens to be. Now, these can be goals that you set for yourself or for your business or for both because again, working through everything, it's balancing your work life along with your business life to make everything work. And you don't spend the entire day working in your business. Your day is comprised of things that you have to do in your regular day-to-day life as well. So visualizing what it's going to look like when you've accomplished this goal, when you've completed this goal, when you've satisfied the goal, or what will it feel like? And you can go through that visualize exercise while you're writing out your goals. I think that is a really good technique to think about as you're writing out your goals. Like, okay, this goal, now how will I feel when I complete it? Now, does this make sense? Does it feel like it's part of the journey or it feels like it's way out in left field? I was talking to my son the other day, and we were talking about some things related to visualization. So, I used my son is 17. I used a bunch of different references of the journey, and the journey is so important to getting to the ultimate goal. I used the reference of Rocky and, of course, Creed. I also used Disney Cars 3, which I think was a really good one, and all of the things that they did. There's a bunch of different steps that they did to ultimately get to the place where they're about to do whatever the big thing is. Or the latest movie that's on Netflix, I encourage everybody to watch. It's called Hustle. And it's about a basketball player and his journey and just all the things that they're doing to help prepare him, all the steps that he goes through and the activities he engages in. And then when he finally gets to that place, like the whole time he's working, the whole thing that they're thinking about is, getting to the NBA. What do you need to do to get into the NBA? So everything that he's doing is towards that goal. And every time when he's exhausted, he visualizes what it's going to be like. He imagines what life will be like when he's there. So again, whatever reference works for you, there's a great movies out there. Coach Carter is another one that I actually love. That's another great one for visualization. Just kind of the journey of where people go through just to get there. A lot of them are sports metaphor movies, so sports related movies, but there are some others that are not sports related. And so, again, what are all the things that are part of that process? And what will it look like or feel like when you're there, or when you complete the goal, accomplish the goal, satisfy the goal, whatever the case may be? Number two, it reminds you what you're working for or working towards. Going through the visualization, if one of the things that you do is you visualize what your day is going to be like, and also what your week is going to feel like when you've completed whatever the goals are that you set for yourself, or your month, like these are the goals that I'm establishing for this month. What's it going to feel like? So it reminds you what you're working towards or what you're working for if you go through and do a little visualization exercise every day or at least every week, so that as you get frustrated along the journey, it just kind of reminds you, why am I doing this and what am I working towards? Even when it feels like you're not making any progress, it helps to be able to visualize that. Number 3, it helps you to maintain your focus or maintain your concentration. It helps you to concentrate on the goals, the action steps that you need to perform in order to get to the goal, the end game. So it helps you to maintain that focus. There's going to be a lot of distractions. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Trust me, I get distracted. There's a lot of different things that happen. And so being able to just come back and focus, doing a visualization exercise, it can help you to regain your focus and to get back to where you're supposed to be when you do get distracted or derailed. Number 4, it helps you to build the path or the plan for the next steps. So everything builds on something else. I'll go back to the movie Hustle on Netflix. Like every little thing that they did was building up to each individual skill that the basketball player needed to have to play in the NBA. So it was a gradual progression, and all of the steps that you take in your business, like it's a gradual progression. One of the things that I talk about in the monthly planning session, and sometimes I mention in the weekly planning session, is all the little incremental things that you do, like you're working towards whatever that goal is for the month. So it's not like you just wake up tomorrow and you hit your goal. It is all the little things you do that build up and add to getting to that goal. I've also referenced like weight loss. Like you don't just wake up and you're 50 pounds lighter. It's a gradual progression of losing 1 pound at a time, taking one step at a time to get to that place. So hoping to know what your next steps are, the next thing that you have to do that's going to help your business, or if it's not about your business, it's about your life. What is that next thing that you need to do? So when you're building out your goals, you can break down the action steps and you visualize each one of those steps separately. If it is too much to think about the end game goal, visualize the steps and being successful in each individual step and what the next steps are. And then all of those steps combined will help you to get to that goal. Number 5, it helps you to prioritize your day, your actions, your activities for the day. It helps you to organize your day, organize your game plan, organize your week, organize your month. So it helps you to organize what the things are that need to happen as you visualize, again, where you want to be, where you want to go, what are the goals that you want to accomplish. And again, it helps you to establish that priority for the day, for the week, for the month, sometimes for the year. What are the priorities? What are your top 10 priorities for the year, your top 5? It helps you to prioritize those. Number 6, it helps you to maintain or just to get the energy and the excitement. There are times where we just wake up and we're like, I just don't even have the energy to do this. So if I use the example of weight loss, like exercising, getting up and going for that walk, maybe you just don't have the energy or the excitement to be able to do that. And so visualization can help you go, okay, I don't have the energy to do this, but I know doing it right now, walking right now, will help me get to my long-term goal. If I skip it, then that'll be 1 less pound that I would have potentially lost because I didn't do it. So sometimes we need excitement. Sometimes we need energy around the things that we're working towards, the things that we want to accomplish when it comes to our business. Sometimes we get frustrated. We experience those setbacks and we get annoyed by them. On this journey. What did Amazon, send me an IP claim for today? What listing did this platform take down? And so just having that energy just to keep going helps you to still be excited about the journey. in the midst of everything. Number 7, it helps you identify potential setbacks and challenges. So going through that visualization exercise every day, what are the things that are potentially going to set me back today? What is the skill or the knowledge I don't have right now that I need to be working on incrementally to get to the bigger goal? So, there's different things. Like if one of your things is to be able to create ads, and that's not a skill you have, there's different ways you could accomplish that. You can outsource it. You can go through a course and work on it yourself, and then incrementally work to get better at different things. So if your goal is, I don't know, you want to have an ad that generates over, $50,000 in sales, maybe you just get to the point where, okay, I'm going to first learn about doing ads, and that's maybe in 1 month's activity. And then the next month, I want to set up an ad, and I want to have X number of dollars ad spend, and I want the ROI to be $500. And so you just gradually, incrementally over time, tweak the plan or tweak the ad so that way you can ultimately get to the goal of what you're trying to reach, whatever that happens to be. It helps you to identify those setbacks and what are the things you need to do. Sometimes looking at the bigger goal is too much. Again, breaking it down into smaller pieces and just focusing on that one small piece can help you to get there. And maybe and when you first establish the goals, maybe there are some potential setbacks that you didn't think about at the time. So breaking it down into smaller pieces will help you identify those potential challenges that you might run into much quicker. And that way you can start to make micro adjustments around the goal and or around the specific activity, because your goal is typically comprised of several different action activities. And so sometimes you need to make some adjustments around one or two of those just so you can still get to the ultimate goal at the end of the day. So identifying those challenges, visualization will help you to do that. Number 8 helps you to stay committed to the plan or stay committed to the goals. Again, going back to distractions, committing to visualizing what the end game is going to look like for you when you accomplish that goal, when you satisfy whatever it happens to be. It helps you to stay committed to it on a regular basis. And again, being excited or motivated about it, which was number 6. It helps you to commit. And then number 9, it helps you to develop better hindsight. So when you first establish goals, sometimes what you visualized over that period of time, it's just anticlimactic, possibly. Or when you get there, you're like, okay, what is the next thing I want to do? Or what were the challenges I had? And so if you're going through and you're doing a visualization technique as part of the goal journey, it will help you to identify those lessons learned pretty quick, and or helps you to think about the things, again, going back to those challenges. What are the things that are potentially going to set me back or going to derail me? Or maybe the goal wasn't big enough. Maybe you were visualizing too small. So it'll help you to identify those lessons learned. It'll help you to maybe tighten up your goal, maybe expand it. Maybe it needs to evolve as part of the journey, or it'll help you establish new goals once you've accomplished the one that you've got. What's the next thing I need to do? And, oh, by the way, when I went through this part of the goal, like, okay, maybe goal has, 20 steps to it, and steps 6 and 7 were really tough for you. Well, this time around, if they are the same steps, but just a different version or different iteration, they'll probably be a little easier to get through because you've already experienced those challenges. So with that, I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you use it. I hope you tune in as we continue to work on things that are going to help you in the future, and as we get closer to establishing our 2023 goals. So share this out with a friend. Let somebody know about this series around setting goals and getting organized and getting focused in your business. And hopefully you'll go through and do some visualization exercises for yourself and for your business as well. So with that, I do invite you to turn up the dial on your business and get laser focused. I encourage you to grab the My eCom Planner. The 2023 Ultimate eCommerce Planner is available right now. You can go to myecomplanner.com to grab the 2023 eCommerce Planner. It is the Ultimate eCommerce Planner. It's created for sellers by sellers. So again, go and grab that by going to myecomplanner.com right now. And I do encourage you, if you need to, go ahead and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. You can go to ecomsellers.com, ecomsellers.com, click on free resources and schedule your free 20-minute coaching session. So we can talk about your business and what's happening and what are the things that you want to do, improve, implement, change. In addition to that, I do invite you, if you need some support along this journey, this e-commerce journey, go and join eCom Sellers Academy. It's terribly affordable. You can go to ecomsellersacademy.com right now to join. It's $17.99 a month. So join us. You'll get lots of free perks. Join ecomsellersacademy.com. So now it's time to go through the daily ecom planning checklist. And afterwards, if you want to continue the conversation, talk about where you are in your business, where you are on this journey, you can join us on Clubhouse so we can continue that conversation. Go and join the eCom Sellers Club, and you'll be connected to this live session right now. So let's talk about your business. We can talk about any aspect of your business. We can talk about what's happening for you in Q4, and we can talk about what your game plan is for 2023 if you want. So let's go ahead and jump into the daily ecom planning checklist. So the daily ecom planning checklist is comprised of 3 major areas, and it's all about being intentional and being consistent in your business. Because again, all these little activities every day help get you to the bigger goal, the bigger objective. So the 3 major components that we're going to step through is what you do the night before. So the planning the night before, being able to visualize what your game plan is for the next day. Number 2 is to go through and what you're going to do today. Again, part of this journey. So the night before, what you're going to do today. And then the last part is advanced planning. What are some of the things you need to consider in your advanced planning? So the night before, there's 4 things that we encourage you to do. Number 1 is we encourage you to build your schedule for tomorrow. Always having a game plan for what are the things you want to tackle, the things you want to accomplish, the things you need to complete for the day is a good thing. Writing down everything that's coming up, what's on your agenda, what are the things you need to do in your business, what are some of the things you need to tackle in your personal life. Building that out the night before is really good. So go through and I did this out of order. I just noticed that. The first thing the night before is we are going to build a schedule, so I will say that. But the first thing is that we actually do assess how did the day go. So how did the day go? We grade it, we assess it, and we determine how did the day go today. What did we accomplish? What did we not accomplish? What did we get done? What did we not get done? So go through that process of writing down, or documenting or tracking or checking off your list. How did things go today based on the goals that you established? So I do this a little out of order. Number 2, under the night before, is that before we go to bed, we're going to update our stats for today. So again, how many sales did you get? How many listings did you create? Listings you reworked, shipments that you got out. There's a list of things that are inside the My Ecom Planner. And so you can go through that process and document all of the things that you did get done before you go to bed. Number 3 is what's on your personal online calendar, your business online calendar, and your work online calendar. What are the things that are going to be coming up tomorrow that you need to consider as you go through number 4, which is building your plan for tomorrow? So I kind of talked about them out of order, but number 4 is to build your plan for tomorrow. So having that online calendar as a reference is going to be a good thing for you. Then, next major section is what you're doing today. As we wake up in the morning, first thing, maybe after we get our coffee, maybe there's a morning run involved or some yoga, and now you're ready to settle into your day. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to reassess, re-review yesterday. It's an opportunity to experience lessons learned and also work at building a better schedule, a better Sunday schedule. So we're going to go through and we're going to reassess and re-review our schedule, our plan, our agenda for yesterday. And we're going to include anything that we missed or overlooked. The goal is, again, to be able to identify maybe some common denominators or some patterns that weren't previously visible because we really weren't paying attention and assessing what are the challenges we're having every single, Sunday. So go through and reassess and fill in the blanks and add stuff so that you actually have a thorough view of what yesterday was. Number two is to review and update your weekly priorities and your weekly habits. So we updating those weekly priorities, making sure that you have them defined. If you went through the weekly planning session, hopefully you have them defined. If you didn't go through the weekly planning session, you can definitely go check that out from Saturday so that you can build your plan for the entire week. So you know what the priorities are and the things you need to focus on that need to happen this week. In addition to that, what are the habits that we're tracking? So if one of the habits that you're tracking is that I want to be able to create 5 new listings every single day, you're tracking whether or not you did or did not. You know that today you're supposed to complete or create 5 new listings. So you're tracking that. Number three is to glance at my online calendar or my December calendar and what were the goals for December that I needed to get done. And since this is the second full week of December, what's on the agenda for the second full week of December? What are the things that you wanted to accomplish based on your monthly plan? Then number four is to review or rewrite today's goals. So as you built it last night, the great thing about building your schedule in advance is at night when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is actually working on that plan. It's starting to ingrain it into your head. So you're building so that you are subconsciously preparing yourself for tomorrow's success. And sometimes it's problem solving while you're sleeping because you went through, you're sort of visualizing what the plan is that you're going to be doing tomorrow, the things that you need to get done towards your goals. It's all the little things towards the bigger goals. So review it and potentially rewrite it if you need to. And once you've reviewed it or potentially rewritten it, then the thing is that you're going to get ready to speak it into existence. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's put the train on the tracks. Let's get going. Let's put on our work overall so we're ready to go for the day. So step through that. Make sure you have identified the one thing. If nothing else goes right, what's the one thing that needs to get done today? And then number five is to write out a draft of tomorrow's plan, tomorrow's schedule. So that when you go through and you assess the day, you already have a draft of what your agenda is for tomorrow, and you can tighten that up tonight. So outline a draft. And then the last part of this is some advanced planning. What are the disruptions that are going to potentially impact your ability to stay focused, stay committed to the plan that you're building? Now, I do want to say this, forgotten one other thing. For those people that are really good at building plans and they have pretty much been running their business on autopilot, they have a regularly established routine. They've been really consistent and committed on a regular basis. So it is a habit now for them. And they really only just need to write out a checklist of things that they need to do because the rest of their day is already organized for them. Then writing out your top 3 or top 5 for the day is okay. Putting together a plan that's really streamlined and focused is okay because the rest of your day and your schedule is already on autopilot if you're disciplined. If you're not disciplined, building out a schedule and a plan that identifies the majority of your day, including the things that have to do with your personal life, is important. It's going to help you over time regain control of your day and help you to help you to wrangle and manage where you are losing time. Sometimes people lose time because they're stuck on social media. They lose time because they're binge watching things. They lose time because the neighbor wants to come out and talk about the rose bushes. And 3 hours later, you realize, oh my God, I was supposed to be doing this, that, and the other. I was supposed to be working on print on demand designs, and I was supposed to be whatever you were supposed to be doing. All of that matters. And so if you're a person where you just lose time all the time, and you're not figuring out like where did the day go and what did I not get done, being able to account for where you're spending your time or where you're investing your time or where you're not investing your time is extremely important. So determine and be honest with yourself because only you will know the truth. Where are you? Do you consider yourself a person that is extremely organized, extremely focused, extremely disciplined, and you really do already have a lot of your day organized in such a way that it's on autopilot, and you really only need to develop a list of your top 5 or top 10 of things that you want to get done for the day, and you don't need to document your entire day, or you have a hard time staying on track and staying focused, and you really do need a detailed schedule for the day, including all of the personal stuff. Which one are you? You need to figure that out. So as we get to the last part, which is planning for disruptions, interruptions in your routine, in your schedule. If you're a person that is an advanced planner, then that you have pretty much most of your business on autopilot, and you're really good at staying on track without a lot of derailment, and you really do get things done based off of a smaller checklist, and fantastic. Advanced planning will be a little easier for you because you've probably already thought about what are the things that I need to do this week that I won't be able to do next week because the in-laws will be here, or what are the things I need to do this week that I won't be able to do next week because we'll be traveling to go see, grandma and grandpa. So you're probably that person that's already thinking about the things that are coming up. Whereas if you're not thinking about that, let's talk about it. If your goal is still to create 5 listings a day, then what are the things you can be doing this week that will help you to be able to sustain that goal and the momentum around that goal for next week when you're on the road? Well, you could go through and you could create an extra 5 drafts. So you create your regular listings to release every single day. And you also, or to, post every day. And then you create 5 additional listings every day that's in a draft mode. So that while you're out at grandma's, or while you're on the road, or while your in-laws are visiting, or whatever the case may be, that you actually can release listings without having to create them from scratch. So it helps you to sustain and maintain the momentum in your business that you're working to do that. If you've got doctor's appointments, or you've got outpatient surgery, or you've got some year-end medical stuff that needs to get done, then again, you can make adjustments to your schedule so that, again, if the goal is to create 5 new listings every single day, well, maybe during that window, you're only creating 1 new listing. You're still engaging in the activity of creating listings. It's just the volume comes down just to accommodate it. And by just creating or releasing 1 new listing every single day, you're still giving the platforms that you're selling on the juice that it needs to maintain the algorithms, because a lot of the platforms like to see new listings every day. So think about those income producing activities that you need to create a game plan around that are going to be disrupted or interrupt your regular routine. And so put together a game plan around those. And that's, stuff through the end of the month. Also keep in mind, this is the last month of Q4. So what are the things that you had on your agenda for Q4? And what can you do to still sort of reach your goals? So be thinking about that. So I hope this information is helpful. I hope you use this on your e-commerce journey. Please share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily e-com planning session. If you haven't already done so, go grab your e-commerce planner. And you can go to myecomplanner.com to get it right now. It's the ultimate e-commerce planner. It was created for sellers by sellers. In addition to that, you can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com and clicking on free resource. ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. I'm sorry, I'm getting all of these interruptions in the middle of this. And then last but not least, join eCom Sellers Academy if you need some ongoing support. And so with that, I hope that you have an amazingly blessed, extremely focused, and highly successful and profitable day. And we're going to say goodbye for now. We're live on Clubhouse if you want to continue the conversation, and we'll chat over there.